I'm gonna start over, but today I'm gonna work with Big Twist acrylic, 100% acrylic. This is actually one. Sorry, that was Hercules. Sorry guys, you just have to deal with it. This is a 4-weight. It is 380 yards, but again, I made one hat with this already, and I still have all of this left. So it says one hat. That's not true. You could probably get 2 more hats out of this. This is the color Varsity Gold. Here we go. Recommended hook size for crochet is a 5, but I'm gonna go up to a 5.5 for the crown of the hat. You'll need the yarn, a stitch marker, a darning needle, and some scissors. And then once I get to the body of the hat, we'll take it step by step. Sorry about that, but it cut off and before I could finish the crown, but it is, and excuse my nails. I went and got them done last week and it already came off. Anyway, the crown is the size of my hand, so I'm gonna stop here. I still have 10 rows of the crown, which equals 60 stitches. I'm gonna switch to my J hook now with my beautiful Hat Not Hate hook that I got made from OBW. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start row 11, and with row 11 you are going to do half double crochets all the way around in each of the extended singles of the previous row, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this one here is 9 half double crochets in the extended singles. When you get to the post, which would be 10, you're going to do a half double crochet, but a front post half double crochet. If I can get it around. And then you'll go back doing half double crochet in each extended single, and then a front post in the extended single. You keep going. At the end of row 11, you should have 60 half double crochets, and then I'll show you what to do next. I'm going to take these steps in parts. Alright guys, so at the end of row 11 you should have 60 half double crochets all the way around. And actually I'm going to move my stitch marker up to that last stitch. Alright, so now for row 12 and 13 we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to do the first section with you. So what you're going to do is half double crochets in the third loop of each half double crochet of the previous row. And to find your third loop, you'll have the first 2 loops here, 1, 2, and if you flip it to the back, you'll see the third loop there, but it starts here on this stitch. So you have 1, 2, this is the third loop here, but for the first section, because there's a hole, what I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this, but I like to do it only because it looks cleaner. So I'm going to yarn over, go into that third loop there, and then I'm just going to pick up the stitch from below, pull up, and do the half double crochet that way, and then just do that 9 more times. So just half double crochet in the third loop, and it's actually splitting. So let's try that one more time. So on the third loop, half double crochet, and I just flip it so I can see it. So I went from a 5.5 to a 6 for the body of the hat, which was the half double crochets. So just in the third loop, I'm going to go ahead and half double crochet all the way around. So we are getting to the post. When you get to the post of the stitch, it's really hard to see, but here's the top of it, and right there is the half double crochet third loop. So at the end of row 12, you should still have 60 half double crochets all the way around in the third loop of the previous half double crochets. The body section of the hat, which is the stitch that you can technically make it your own. I'm going to show you a simple stitch, but just keep going until you get to row 13. Actually, I will come back at the end of row 12 just to show you that I'm not slip stitching or anything. I'm just keep going in the round. All right, I'm getting to the end of row 12, which I'm doing half double crochet. Oops, still in the third loop. Okay, so this is the next stitch of row 13. I'm going to move the stitch marker up to this stitch. And then the same thing, we're just going to do half double crochet in the third loop. And just keep going all the way around. For row 13, you should have 60 half double crochets in the third loop of the previous half double crochet. So I finished row 13, and that was just half double crochets in the third loop of the previous half double crochet. I got to the stitch marker. I'm going to move it up one, And basically what we're going to do for row 14 is a single crochet in the third loop of the previous half double crochet, but just like we started with the half double crochet on the third loop, I'm going to pick up the previous stitch below as well, right there, but with just a single crochet. That way there's not a big loop. And just go all the way around on the third loop. And this is gonna just clean it up a little bit, but also keep the stitches here where it just basically lays better, but where you start is basically the back of the hat, so nobody will really see it, but you do what you want. But this is my setup row basically for before I start the body of the hat, which the body of the hat, if I keep doing the same thing over and over, I kind of get bored. So once I learn a new stitch, I go ahead and apply it to the hat. So the next section of the hat is basically what I typically go to when I don't want to think in a way, and just crank out the hats. But I've learned a lot of stitches last year, but one of my favorites, Suzette stitch or a thicket stitch, when we get to the body of the section, and that will just do for about 4 inches of the beanie, but again, it'll be whatever length you need it to be depending on the size of the hat that you're making it for. So otherwise, I'm gonna pause the video here, and at the end of row 14, which is, you should have 60 single crochets all the way around. Well, I'll meet you back. I'm at the last stitch. I'm still doing the single crochet in the third loop of the half double crochet. Now here is your first single crochet that you did, and as you can see, it's starting to curl. So what we're going to be doing now is working the Suzette stitch, which is a single and double, skip one, and then repeat single and double. So we're going to do a single. We're not going to join or anything, we're just going to go to that next stitch, which is a single crochet on both loops now, and then we're going to do a double crochet. I'm going to skip the next one and then jump over to the next, and remember, just go through both loops, single and double, and repeat that all the way around until you get back to the stitch marker, which is basically single and double in the same stitch, skip one, and then repeat. At the end of row 15, you should have 60 stitches. We're just going to go in the single crochet, do a single and a double all the way around, and then just repeat. In each single crochet of the previous row, you will do a single and a double. And you will do that until the hat is, I would say, until the body of this section of the hat is about 4 inches, which, don't look at my nail, it is from here to here. Or use your tape measure. Whatever makes you happy, just keep going. And I will meet you back after I get about 4 inches of this section done. But again, remember, you're just going to do a single and a double in each single of the previous row. And keep going in the round until you get 4 inches. And I'll meet you back when I have that to show you the rest of the hat.